Hi, my name is Charlotte, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series Best of 3 between the Timers and Braincellmates. This will be a first Heroes of Storm cast for me, so I'm still figuring out the controls, getting used to them. I have played Heroes of Storm quite a bit. Hopefully some of those camera control skills will translate as I cast this first game. It's going to be a Division A game on Dragonshire. So let's jump right into it. Okay. And here we go. Let's introduce the players for the part-timers. We got Ark playing the Mouth IL. Jamster playing Anduin, MDC playing Joanna, McDaddio will be Genji, and Delta Sniper picking up Gul'dan. For Braincellmates, we got Protoss Rule, who will be playing Tyrael, Amon, who will be Oriel, Jaeger will be Yrel, Bones on the Varian, and the Duke rounding out the roster as Junkrat. Here are the early level 1 talents. Genji gets some move speed with his dash. Shield Glare going for some blinds, which would be a little nice. Now, I do have, I want to know, I have like a smaller resolution I'm used to, so if the camera is a little weird, please excuse that. So early engagement, not gonna find anything for either team, and both teams going to do their respective ogre camps. Braincellmates does invest more players to take the camp early, and invasion not gonna happen, whereas Genji is working on the ogre camps. Anduin is gonna work on that. As for the Duke and Amon, they're gonna be taking this big camp. So early level advantage for part-timers, thanks to a dual soak of Arc. Not much of an EXP advantage, but this will result in a little bit of lane pressure coming out from part-timers. Now, can they hold this? No, it doesn't really look like they have enough to keep this variant back. In the meantime, part-timers does work on this big camp. Tyrael does spot this out, noticing that the Genji has not been showing on the map. They expect this big camp to be taken. Yrel comes in for this invasion, and oh god, they stole it. This is a big win for Braincellmates, because now they have two big camps at top, and Dragon is ready to be channeled. Tyrael hops in, mostly doing some zoning, and these two tanks are going to be a problem because part-timers just don't have enough damage this early on to burn them down. Dragon does get picked up by Braincellmates. And is making quick work of these towers in mid. In the meantime, we have 1v1s at top. Mouth IL trying to fight off the Yrel. Yrel's really hard to kill. I mean, I don't play either hero too much, but I kind of expect Mouth IL to do a little better with percentage damage. But Yrel's just surviving through it. In middle, Dragon does get cleaned up. If we look at the kills, one kill going to Braincellmates. So not much of a EXP difference here, but that does mean at 3 minutes, Braincellmates does get level 7. And they're looking for a gank on Mouth IL. Will he escape? That Tyrael move speed is just so fast. They don't have the cooldowns to finish him off. So nicely done by Mouth IL. Drawing a little attention away from mid. And not dying. Because every gank that does not equate into a kill means the ganking team is missing out on lane pressure, missing out on EXP. And that actually opened them up to get the big camp at bottom, so that's pretty nice. But Braincellmates, they seem to like to clear camps as a group. So they're going to take these ogres at the expense of a little gate damage. And that gate is chipping down. It does go down. This eternal fight at top will probably continue forever. I don't really see either player killing each other. They're both so tanky. Invasion coming in by Braincellmates, but a nice flank by Malthael, zoning out these heroes. Wait, it looks like he's out of position. Is he gonna escape? No, that's a lot of players. Mal does his best, apply his dot to as many players as possible, but does not survive the engagement. 2 kills to Braincellmates, while these 4 ogres battle it out, fighting each other. Dragon, second objective does pop. 2 shrines taken by Braincellmates. Only thing left is the channel. And it doesn't really look like part-timers can claim this with 3 players guarding it. You have Tyrael just waiting, ready to channel this out. And Genji gets charged, but not taunted. Level 9 for both teams. Joanna does zone. She should be able to zone them out to disable this channel. This eternal fight at top will continue. In the meantime, level 10, we're seeing Judgment on the Tyrael. This is gonna help catch a Genji, catch a Anduin in the backline. And with the tankiness coming out from Braincellmates, they can afford to survive these dives with multiple players, in fact. Arc in a little bit of trouble, trying to escape, but that hammer is just going to prevent him from running. Genji does come in and save the day. Oh, there's that Judgment. Judged. And Malthael goes down, so another channel is at the ready, but we have a Horrify. So, Blessed Shields, Anduin goes for the stun. Tormented Souls. MDC disrupting mid, but gets taunted. And that stun looks like it's going to be a kill. Part-timers not able to get to mid in time, but they do capture the shrine. So that prevents a quick hand-in. So they stall the dragon just a little longer. Tyrael is like checking for a cheeky little camp. Meantime, Urel's channeling top, and Gul'dan's gonna work on this. Here's the channel. It looks like it's not gonna be contested. No one's nearby. Malthael does try to go for a shrine, and Genji as well, but they're not gonna find it in time. So it looks like it's gonna be an early fort. 7-minute fort. Nice pull, but Malthael trying to break down this Urel. Meantime, bottom. Oh, dive under tower, Horrify. Do they find anything? Genji. Oh my god. Oh my god, Genji gets that. Genji gets it with a right click. Like that right click just before being out of range. Dragon does go down, but it's a Tyrael. It'll be able to escape. Tyrael cares not. Oh, that was so close. Oriel almost survived that. But hey, that's 2 forts down. Part-timers losing mid and top. They're gonna look for this ogre camp. They pick it up. 4 players at bottom, 1 top, while Braincellmates prepares their ogre camp. And do they know about this? There's the check by Junkrat. They are aware. They know there's a lot of players here. And in the meantime, Tyrael judges Malthael. It does not look like he's going to escape. At bottom, Part-Timers does get the camp. Can he escape? No, I don't really see this happening. Oh, flashes back over. Oh, he's getting a little bit bullied by these two, which really sucks. Malthael, if he has like some support, not necessarily a healer, but some other player to create a little chaos, he could do well. Nice displacement. Horrify stopping that imminent death. Genji looking for a kill. Crystal Aegis popped, helping him survive. Gul'dan just does not have an escape. He has to walk away from this, and you got Tyrael move speed buffing the teams. Gul'dan, does he? He does not make it out. And Genji, oh my god, look at that corpse. That sucks. You know, Genji trying to get out, but it's really hard to go in against a taunt. It's just the volume of tankiness, the shields from Tyrael. It's hard for him to find a kill, and Genji is one of those heroes that feeds off of kills. He's like a Li Ming, except without the insane damage and the AoE, I guess. Which they need, because you have Varian, you have Tyrael and Yrel, you have shields coming from the Tyrael, you have Crystal Aegis, you have so many defensive abilities. It's just hard to pick off any one hero, let alone multiple. Charge not connecting will go down. Puts the dragon in a place where he's got to eat a lot of damage. And it is a Tyrael, you might be okay. Yrel posturing for a flank. Not finding anything. And I think this is Braincellmates respecting the Horrify that Gul'dan has. Horrify can totally turn things, especially when it gets a little close to the tower. That extra tower damage, reducing the armor of these tanky heroes, can really amount to a lot of damage. But trying to hold this final fort, 4 players are dedicated against the 5 from Braincellmates. Meanwhile, Malthael repositioning to push up top lane, get a little EXP. And it looks like they're gonna sacrifice this. Gul'dan did pressure mid a little, try to push off and get a little extra EXP. They are behind only by 60%, 80% of a bar. Not too bad, but being down 3 forts is a big deal when you have such tanky heroes on the red team. Take a look at the distribution in damage, the deaths. Are we gonna see engagement here? Malthael gets taunted, Mine blows him right back under tower. And he just narrowly dodges that tire. That's a nice Wraith strike. But he does go down. Now Part-Timers are on the run. Gul'dan has no escape. He has to walk out, lift up his dress, and run. Yeah, it's hard, right? You have so much move speed. And you can't really scare off these tanky heroes. They'll just keep running at you. So your only survivability is relying on a pull from Anduin, sure. But also, you know, Horrify. And Tyrael's got a channel, next objective. So multiple objectives going way of Braincellmates. Red team has 3 lanes pushing with a big camp top. Ogres about to be cleaned up at bottom, but with the dragon in mid, with no DPS to push them off. Is this 2 towers? This is 2 towers with minimal damage to Dragon. Dragon's gonna rotate bottom, but Red team does have a concave on the map. So they have the option to push multiple lanes, but it looks like they're going to try and focus on bottom. Both teams gathering at bottom, looking for a weakness, overextension. Dragon kind of baiting, right? Standing low to the lane, knowing that Urel's here. Seems like she was pinged out, so Part-Timers knows about this bait. And they're going to disengage. Urel really is not afraid. She's just walking away. Let's take a look at talents. We're about to see level 20 pop. Probably after this camp. Maybe before? Probably after this camp. Part-timers are going for the big camp at bottom. So both teams getting different big camps. And Urel, Tyrael goes in. Kind of finding a lot of damage. Can he escape? Oh, I thought he was out. Genji dives right behind. Gets a quick pickup. A much needed kill as Braincellmates hits level 20. Judgment picked. Shield of Hope. Seraphim, unstoppable. Unstoppable on a team that already has, against a team that already has limited CC. Like, some of the hard CC you have is like a root from Anduin, Joanna, and Horrify. So at least dodging one of them, Urel can survive. You have your other ult that can help Urel survive after getting CC'd. So it's really hard to kill her when she dives. And Urel's main purpose in fights generally is to disrupt, right? Reliable damage over time, healing herself, using multiple cooldowns in the backline. It's just really hard to deal with her. Especially you have Gul'dan who channels, and Urel knocking you around. It's tough. 16 seconds before the shrines, and red team is looking, hiding in bushes, looking for a pickoff. For the most part, Braincellmates have been really on top of objectives, but they are not in position to contest bomb. They're actually looking for a gank. Here's a judgment right onto Malthael. Not going to find anything. And now with their position and intent exposed, Braincellmates will have to back up. Joanna looking for other players. Both teams rotating towards top. Bottom shrine is claimed by Part-Timers. A taunt onto Joanna. Malthael against Urel. The 1v1 with these two continues somehow. Anduin judged. Gets taken down. And Junkrattle displacing two. Genji goes down. Malthael goes down. Joanna goes down. And this is a 5v1 against Gul'dan. So, with a 4-person wipe, it looks like red team is trying to end it. They're gonna claim this fort. With 20 seconds average on blue team to respawn, red has a lot of time. Braincellmates has a lot of time, and they're gonna find a taunt, judge, stun. So much CC. It's so scary. And it looks like this first game is going to go towards the way of Braincellmates. With a lot of damage on the table and still 2 players down. This core is done. take a look at the scores. These are your players, their siege, DPS, heals, and EXP. These are the builds. Take a look at that. A really dominating first game by Braincellmates. I think the composition is just really hard for part-timers to deal with. You have really tanky heroes. By what we've seen, let me see if I could change frames here. No, wrong one. By what we've seen, the Urel just always had a EXP advantage because of her ability to push out Malthael. For the most part, Malthael would not die, but it does require him to back off. So that's just like kind of odd. I did not know Urel was so durable against a Mal, because like Mal has percentage damage, right? So I played some Urel. She's cool. A lot of interesting ways to play her as like a gank, backline, diver, frontline, and even offlane. She's just kind of wild and hard to control. But if anything, I thought Malthael can do it. Malthael even went for a soul rip, right? Healing, dealing more damage and healing for more. So I'm kind of surprised that he could not keep up with her. And I guess that's because every time she uses an ability, it heals her. But she also has a self-healing spell, so that's like really powerful. Let's go into game number 2, which will be Towers of Doom. Let me get that set up. And let's go into it. Here we go. So, you know, I really wish I had more time to introduce the players. It's just not enough time. I have to like talk so fast. I wish there was like a better way for it. But anyways, for part-timers, we have Jamstar and Anduin. MDC picking up the Tyrael. Looks like in response to Braincellmates' Tyrael. McDaddio will be Hanzo. Arc will take the Urel, and Delta Sniper will be the KT, Kael'thas. As for Braincellmates, Protoss Rule will play Chen, Amon will be Oriel, Bones on Varian, Jaeger will be Leoric, and the Duke will reprise their role as Junkrat. These are your level 1 talents in both teams. Once again, just scouting each other out. Urel jumps in. Nice knockback into Leoric. You should be able to escape that. Panda. Panda does go down. I don't know about you. I don't play a lot of Storm League, so when I see a Panda in my quick match games, I'm actually really afraid. I'm afraid because the guy is tanky. The Panda also has an insane amount of damage, but it is different in organized play. So we'll see how the Panda holds up come mid-game. Part-timers does steal the camp from Braincellmates this time around, so roles are reversed, and I'm starting to see a little bit of pattern, with Tyrael being a great hero to cleave down players who are sitting on these camps. Oh, Riel does not go down. And both off-lane players are soaking. Hero charging, burning some creeps. Leoric done with his camp, going to rotate top. At bottom, both teams engage, but not much. Only exchange of mana. Is this an invasion? Oh, no taunt yet. Knockback for a little extra damage, but that means part-timers gets this camp. Level 3 for both teams, but part-timers should get it. Level 4. Level 4 is up. No engagement. And both teams with pretty equal EXP. Panda goes in. Is he gonna find anything? Breath of Fire. Oh, he's out. He's safe. This Panda will not die. Not this time. I don't know. I don't really cheer for the Panda. Mainly because I play a lot of healer. So Panda always burns my teammates, which means I have to use a lot of mana to heal them. So I'm not a fan of Panda for that reason alone. And the fact that I usually can't kill him. I deal like a tremendous amount of damage and he just runs and drinks and wells, and it's like all my effort is like for naught. First objective is going to pop. It looks like both teams will get at least one shrine. But bottom is going to be contested. Varian gets behind the Anduin. Gets a taunt, mind displacement. Anduin goes down, but is Varian gonna survive? He does get a heal. Oh, Hanzo extends deep to pick up the Varian, but does get picked off by the Panda. Tyrael dodging the mine with a teleport, but oh my god, he gets body blocked. This Panda. I hate Panda. I hate Panda. Too fat, Panda. You drink and eat too much. Such a pain in the butt. Well, red team does have an advantage going into minute 4. 2 objectives to 1. They pick up the camp and does not find the Anduin. But gonna clear out these creep waves while these siege creeps start to move forward. Are they going to protect it? They don't look like they're in a position to protect it. Oh, they're using it to bait. Are they going to find the Hanzo? Hanzo just narrowly jumps out of a mine. Yrel getting in position to turn on this. These are the level 7 talents. Yrel misses a swing on Junkrat. I love this talent. Righteous Momentum. You know, sometimes it's just faster to channel this than mount up. Like, depending on the distance, if you just channel the hammer, you could run to where you need to go faster than you can mount up and walk. Here's an invasion. Braincellmates. Probably gonna take this. So they steal a camp back. As we go into the new objective. Varian very low. Is he going to get picked off? Yrel jumps in for a little bit of a body block. And it looks like part-timers may even this out. Not much of a contest by Braincellmates and channeled by Anduin. One of the things to note is, like, when there's an objective up, if you saw on the minimap, I didn't show it, but we saw Leoric committing to middle lane during the objective, which is kind of signaling that red team is not really gonna go in hard, at least. They might interrupt, but that's something, like, you want to, like, look out for. Oh, nice displacement. Hanzo does go down there. Level 10s coming out with Wandering Keg, Entomb, Riptire. You're gonna see the charge. No follow-up with the taunt. Offlaners exchanging lanes. Lyric clearing a bit faster. Just slightly ahead of the Yrel in terms of clear. All right, 5 players here. Are they looking for invade? Late to the invasion, but are they going to get a Panda for their troubles? Judgment dodge with the Aegis. Crystal Aegis. displacement on Urel. She's gonna get rolled into the tower. And so deep. Oh, Leoric actually gets a little bit of damage on KT, but I don't think they're gonna find him. Entomb just narrowly missing KT, so he survives. Phoenix on KT. Ardent Defender on Urel. 2 channels going on simultaneously. Braincellmates is going to lead with 32 to 24 on Towers of Doom. Oh, I just noticed. I forgot to change it to Game 2. All right, well, this is Game 2, all right? Oh, displacement. KT goes down. Oh, man, that sucks. That combo of a charge into a taunt into a mine is just enough time for Junkrat to pick off targets. This is a really deadly pick-off combo. And it's hard. How do you stop it? You do need Anduin pull. And you need to use on cooldown, but the pull has a much longer cooldown than this combo has. With limited wave clear and limited bodies to protect bottom, it looks like red team's gonna be able to escort these creeps, dealing a sizable amount of damage. In the meantime, the 1v1 continues between these two players. A taunt, that pull being used, even though the Junkrat didn't have the mine up. I think if you try to hold the pull till you see the mine being thrown, you might be able to save on combos that would not connect. You know, I understand if you see like a taunt reflexively, you want to pull, but if you could hold it a little longer, you could bait out a mine. You might not even see a mine connect. In that instance, that taunt was not aligned. You're all getting picked. There's that mine. So hard. How do you get to the back line? You need a Tyrael on the Junkrat, but how long can a Tyrael survive? With a panda roll as well. Red team does channel their shrine, pushing forward, and also claims the other. Level 14, 2-level advantage. Not for long, but 2-level advantage going way of red team. Top is pushing in. Take a look at some of the EXP. Leoric actually has a pretty sizable EXP difference as the offlane. I don't know. I don't really play offlane much, so I just don't know how much more effective Leoric is at clearing creeps than Urel. I do recognize Leoric is really good at clearing creeps, but it's a pretty big gap. All right, going into a 5-on-5 bomb engagement. Urel does not find anyone to knock back. Nice pull just out of the mine. So with the pull down, they have to watch out for a second taunt. Anduin, desperate plea, prayer. Keeps him stunned, out of position. And there's the panda. Probably going to secure this Anduin. Yeah, you know, desperate prayer is like a really strong heal, but it leaves you really exposed. And that was just when Part-Timers was like transferring from lane to the jungle. And in that one moment where Anduin is like fully exposed, that charge into a taunt bought enough time for red team to just take advantage of that. Objectives are now up. Level 16 to level 14. The Duke channels for Braincellmates at bottom. And not overly concerned. Red team does take the camp. They are repositioning for a channel, and it doesn't look like they're going to be contested. Now, here's the problem. you have this fort, which is going to require a lot of DPS, which both of these are essentially casters. Might not be able to burn this too much. I think Hanzo is right click, so if he has his stacks, he can break this down, but red team is taking the boss here, and that's gonna be a few shots, so they gotta get it. They will get it before this fort goes down. And quickly rotating into pressure on top. This could be 2 towers down. And part-timers back against the ropes. This is a tough game for them to hold. There's always a chance. You never give up. Junkrat taking a top camp. But with a bit of an EXP difference, it is going to be a really rough turn. Maybe it could start here with a kill. Not much on Leoric. Okay, great. Now, part-timers do get their 16. This is going to help. 2 pulls are now on Anduin. That can help save a lot of players. Tyrael trying to go for a steal. Gets knocked out of that position. And final objective coming up. 16 to 18. Urel went mid, but's coming back down. Might be in a position to get deep into a backline. She's looking for it. Gets knocked out of that hammer. And there's the dive onto Anduin. And that is so difficult. But he is going to survive. He does survive. That's actually pretty nice. Counter judgment on Varian. Varian goes down. With Panda pushing the Anduin onto objective. Anduin is going to go down, but it looks like part-timers defends this. 4v3, Leoric is very low. Hammer knocks it out. Nice turnaround. See, it is possible. But it is still a Junkrat. He could interrupt for days, so long as he controls his grenade cooldowns, but it doesn't look like he has the cooldowns, and that's good. I'd like to see this drag out into a 60-minute match. The best matches are always the super long matches. The hype builds up over time. Let's look at both teams, level 18. Look at the APM if you're interested in that. I accidentally hit this panel. I need to get used to hotkeys. Here's the EXP distribution. Getting much closer now between Urel and Leoric. Here's the deaths and the healing. But let's look at this engagement. Taunt, Tyrael under tower. Not going to find much. Oh, let's look at Panda stacks. 45 stacks on Panda. It's a 1 and 4 split, top and bottom. Urel's rotating mid. Leoric also going to mid. But the big engagement should happen down here. It looks like Urel is going to invest her time. See if we could find a pick-off at bottom. But Leoric... Red team is backing up. Red team is backing up. They didn't see Urel. There's no need to fight. And they should hit their 20 in a second. Going into this objective. Now, being a level down, going into objective is a big deal. Let's look at the level 20s. And Shield of Hope. Purifying Brew, giving the Panda Unstoppable. Already pretty hard to control. Entomb also coming up. They're going to zone out of this final objective. This is dire now. This is an existential crisis for part-timers. Can they pick off the Varian charge onto Varian? Entomb onto Urel on the right side. And Urel is going to survive. Nice pull. Tyrael gets into the 4 players back line. 5 players from part-timers. Clustered up. Are they overexposed? Here's the Junkrat tire. How many players is that going to hit? I was gonna say just one, but 3 is a big deal. Tyrael gets taunted, gets picked off. Panda might go down. Nope. And Leoric zones. And here it is. Panda survives. Oh, that extra heal. Now Junkrat starts to channel. This is all in. And not able to pick off any hero. Oh my god, that Panda is so low. Hanzo is trying. Almost picking up that Panda. God, I hate Panda. Oh no. And that's it. They do get the channel. And game 2 in this best of 3 goes to Braincellmates. Here are the scores. Here's your Siege and EXP. Hanzo. Lot of damage. Actually leading the game with damage, but damage is nice. It's just kills equates to space, which equates to objectives and towers. So while damage is good, it's just that tankiness coming out from Chen, from Varian, Leoric, Oriel heals. It's so hard to deal with. And we're seeing this pattern, right? From game 1 and game 2. Let's change the frame so I could actually talk to you guys. Game 1 and game 2, we have Braincellmates like focusing on a tankier lineup. In the first game, they went for a dual tank, which was Varian Tyrael, right? It was Varian? It was Varian. And now we have like 2 bruisers. So clearly their players are more comfortable with a tankier matchup. And usually in response to that, you do need a sizable amount of AoE clear. What could be really nice is like a Hanzo shotgun build, going for scattering shot. Right click is really strong though. I love my right click Hanzo, so I'm always excited to see right click Hanzo. But against like a Chen doesn't really care. And the thing is, right, if you right click Chen a bunch of times, he's gonna breathe fire on you once, and then you lose half your life and Chen doesn't lose life. I don't know. It's anyways. Thank you guys for watching. This is a best of 3, so winner of this A division game is Braincellmates. Congratulations to them. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll be doing more casts as I familiarize myself with getting used to controls, the camera. If I do have any camera issues, I just want to say, like, I normally play in ultra wide, so I might over scroll because edge scrolling, like my edge scroll speed is kind of high. So if I'm like doing stuff, it might get jarring. But, you know, like, tell me what you like about the cast, what I could, you know, what you want to hear more of. Yeah, and thank you guys once again. I hope you guys enjoyed. So look forward to more casts from Nexus Gaming Series. I'm not the only caster. There's plenty of people. So do check it out. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye-o!